So, I was gonna do this, but I'm not. Something hit me recently. It has nothing to do with Samuel Jackson. Before movies, comedians were like my thing, and music. And there weren't, I don't know, there was a point when I first got into comedy, it was just like finding something, like finding a small artist or something like that. Comedy Central had just begun, or I listened on Sundays, they would play stand-up comedy. And I saw a list recently, which it was like the top 10 hated comedians. I don't even want to say who does a list, because the list is dumb. Some I'll go, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And maybe the hate is like, it's not even their opinion. They're just talking about other people, but like Sarah Silverman was the 10th, like the bottom of the list. And I'm not saying she should be higher. I don't think she should be on the list. I don't know why people would hate Sarah Silverman. I do admit, like, the last season of her show, I was like, it's getting dumb. But it was fine, because sometimes I'm just like, well, man, if you're just having fun, whatever. They're allowing you to do what you want to do. But Dane Cook was the top on the list. That's beating out Carrot Top and Gallagher and all these hokey things that you would say, oh, okay, that's definitely going to be on the list, but Dane Cook. This is his first album. This is actually if you bought it directly from Dane Cook. This doesn't even have, no, what knocked me out was he had done a Comedy Central special. I don't know what came first, but I love that special so much. I mean, it's a lot of referencing kind of pop culture comedy, but I was into Patton Oswalt, and, you know, he did that stuff too. I had never seen someone with so much energy on stage. And I really sought him out, like he was becoming in movies, and they were really considering him like the hybrid of rock, you know, without playing music, that kind of stadium comedian, like this guy is a star. I went out and saw another guy that a lot of people didn't like at the time that everybody seems to love now, Ryan Reynolds, who won me over with like, and I'll be talking, that's why I'm connecting this, I think. I'll be talking about Hitman's Bodyguard next, but I remember first seeing him, Channing Tatum, there's a lot of people like this where I go, who the fuck is this guy? This guy's not going to be funny. And I saw Van Wilder, and I was like, wow, I really thought he was hilarious. And I think he always does better than the material, you know, required. He gives his all, even if it's not deserved at all. I was blown away how Dane Cook's energy on stage was. I mean, there's things where he'd just take off his clothes like that, you know, I just thought it was super funny. He's just really powerful, so he pushes the joke home. And this came out, this album was so popular that someone stole one of the discs from me. I still don't have that other disc. Very upset. This to me was essential. I mean, look at it, like sword, my Terminator tattoo. 2 discs? Yes, absolutely. Of course. How can you not? And it had a... Oh man, I didn't even bring out the tour... At the time where steelbooks were not really that common, Tourgasm came out only in a steelbook. That was pretty sweet. I think where I started to... I would say I never Yeah, because this is pre-orgasm. And that's with Gary Gulman and like really, really amazing comedians he brought with him on the road. Really good show. By the time I saw Vicious Circle, I did admit that I didn't adore it. I mean, it's still funny, but it's not. It wasn't as what it really was. This is stupid, but I admit I'm an atheist. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't tend to go door to door or push that in anybody's face. I write a book that you can read, but I'm not even gonna link it right now because whatever. He does a joke about how an atheist reacts to "God bless you" during a sneeze, and I was like, I don't think that really happened, but if it did, sorry, it doesn't matter. But the follow-up was a follow-up to all of the hate, and kind of the saddest. It was just sad. It manages to be funny, but I think it was really entertaining to me to watch somebody go, Jesus Christ, what did I do? What did I do to you? He was when Napster was out, he had put exclusive clips of his stuff. If you looked him up, you were going to find something directly from him. Like, I think one of 4 clips you could download for free, and you can get a kind of a taste of what he was doing. He was really putting himself out there digitally. He understood that whole world, understood social media, and he rode that wave. It was a perfect timing. I don't really know about this stealing. I know that I watched tons of comedy, and I didn't remember any time where I'm like, yeah, man, where you steal that? You stole that. I don't know. It never came up to me. A lot of his stuff, if anything, was the opposite. It was hilariously original. I mean, he was talking about time machines and the Alien series and stuff that most comedians didn't talk about. It didn't matter to me that it's on the surface. It's just pop culture. Sometimes it's light and it's funny. That's why you like Jim Gaffigan, or sometimes you just, or Gary Goldman is a good example. Sometimes you don't. I love Janine Garofalo and David Cross and people that really are in the middle, like Patton Oswalt, which just kind of flows back and forth. I love that heady stuff. I don't even have to laugh all the time. I mean, Chappelle is probably the best example of somebody who really makes me laugh. It's not essential when I'm watching comedy. Sometimes I'm such a big fan of spoken word that I enjoy the whole thing, but I don't know. Number one, hated? I don't understand. If you hate him, well, whatever.